Hello everyone. Today we continue Unit 9 and study Lesson 2, Language. Firstly, we are going to review the words we have learned in the previous lesson. Task 1. Rearrange the following letters to make meaningful words. Please pause the video for 2 minutes and do Task 1. Ready everyone? Let's check. Number 1. The correct word is sustainable. Number 2 is livable. The third word is renewable. Number 4 is inhabitant. Number 5. The last one is infrastructure. Move on to task 2. Complete the sentence with the words in the box. Again, pause the video for 3 minutes and complete the task. Have you finished? Here are the answers. 1. We need an entity in this blank. This sentence means mục đích chính của việc quy hoạch thành phố là để đem lại một môi trường sống khỏe mạnh cho người dân trong thành phố. So, in number 1, we write urban. 2. The structure is make something plus an adjective. So, with adjective can we write livable, sustainable, or overcrowded? It must be livable. Because this sentence means chính phủ cần giải quyết những vấn đề về ô nhiễm môi trường để khiến cho thành phố trở nên đáng sống hơn. 3. Here we need a noun. What is in poor condition and needs to be upgraded? Is infrastructure. Next, question number 4. We write overcrowded because pollution and heavy traffic are common problems in the cities which have too many people. 5. We need a plural noun here. This sentence means những cư dân đầu tiên của hòn đảo này đã sống một cuộc sống rất giản dị. So we write inhabitants in the fifth blank. 6. Wind and sun power are renewable sources of energy. So we write renewable in number 6. 7. The last adjective needs to be put in sentence number 7. Is sustainable. The second section of our lesson today is pronunciation. In this lesson, we will study the intonation of question tests. We use following intonation on question test when we already know the answer. The test is not a real question. For example, it's a beautiful day today, isn't it? When we really want to know something and when we are not sure of the answer, we use rising intonation. The test is a real question. For example, I didn't watch the tennis match last night. Federer didn't lose, did he? Now, let's practice by doing task 3. Listen to this exchange. Pay attention to the intonation of the question test in B's responses and practice saying this exchange.
One.
What a boring lecture.
Yes, it was dull, wasn't it? 2.
Please turn down the volume. It's too loud.
You don't like rock music, do you? 3.
I don't have any plans for tonight.
Let's go to the cinema, shall we? 4.
I believe people will have a better life in the future.
Yes, I agree. Life will be more enjoyable than it is today, won't it? 5.
Where can I put these flowers?
Put them near the window, will you?
After completing task 3, I hope that you know how to say question tasks correctly for the right purposes. And this is also the first grammar point of our lesson today, question tasks. You know, question tasks are short additions to statements. They are used to ask for agreement or to check whether something is true. We have general rules as follows. Positive statements go with negative tags. Negative statements are followed by positive tags. Vậy, theo quy tắc này thì mệnh đề khẳng định sẽ được theo sau bởi một câu hỏi đuôi phủ định. Và ngược lại, mệnh đề phủ định sẽ được theo sau bởi một câu hỏi đuôi khẳng định. Negative verbs in the text are usually contracted. The subject of the text is always a pronoun. Các em lưu ý là động từ ở dạng phủ định trong câu hỏi đuôi thường được viết tắt và chủ ngữ của câu hỏi đuôi luôn phải là một đại từ. Bây giờ các em hãy lắng nghe và lưu ý những trường hợp đặc biệt sau. The text for let's is shall we. Nếu mình đi bắt đầu với let's thì câu hỏi đuôi là shall we. After a positive imperative, we use will, would, could, or when you. After a negative imperative, we use will you. Or we can use will you as a question tag for both positive and negative imperatives. Nếu mệnh đề của câu là một câu mệnh lệnh khẳng định, câu hỏi đuôi của nó là will you, would you, could you hoặc là when you. Còn đối với câu mệnh lệnh phủ định, chúng ta dùng câu hỏi đuôi là will you. Hoặc chúng ta có thể dùng câu hỏi đuôi là will you cho cả hai loại câu mệnh lệnh khẳng định và phủ định. If the statement includes negative words like no, never, little, hardly, etc., the form of the question tag is positive verb plus subject. Nếu mệnh đề phía trước có chứa các từ phủ định như no, never, little, hardly, vân vân, thì câu hỏi đuôi sẽ có dạng động từ khẳng định cộng với chủ ngữ là đại từ. If the statement has words like this as a subject, no one, nobody, anyone, someone, everyone, these, those, none, neither, etc., they will be used as the subject in the question text. If the statement includes words like this as a subject such as nothing, something, everything, this, that, the subject of the question text is it. Trong trường hợp mệnh đề có chứa các từ như no one, nobody, someone, everyone, these, those, none, neither làm chủ ngữ, thì chủ ngữ trong câu hỏi đuôi sẽ là đại từ they. Nếu mệnh đề có các từ làm chủ ngữ như nothing, something, everything, this, that, thì chủ ngữ trong câu hỏi đuôi của những mệnh đề đó là it. Look at the following examples. Now, let's do task 4 to practice this grammar point. Match the question task with the statements to make complete sentences. In task 4, you need to pay attention to the subject and the verb of each statement in the left-hand column. Then, look for the appropriate subject and verb in the question task to make the question task with the right statements to make complete sentences. And don't forget to pay attention to the special cases mentioned above. Please pause the video for 3 minutes and do task 4. Have you finished? Here are the answers. 1. Matches with B. 2. Goes with C. 3. G. Number 4. We match with F. 5. Goes with H. Number 6 is a bit difficult because this statement has two clauses. I think and everyone's going to be there. If the statement has two clauses and the subject of the first clause is I, the question tag is for the second clause. So the tag question for the clause everyone's going to be there is E, aren't they? Here, the word everyone is replaced by the pronoun they in the question tag. 7. This statement is a special case. This is an imperative. So, a question tag for a negative imperative is will you, D. 8. This statement is also a special case. This statement has the word there as a dummy or empty subject. So, the question tag for the statement number 8 is A, will there. Do you understand? Now I have one more task for you to practice. Task 5. Complete the sentences with the correct question tags. Similar to task 4, in this task you should pay attention for the subject and the verb in each statement. And don't forget to pay attention to the special cases I mentioned above. Now pause the video for 3 minutes and complete the task. Have you got the answers? Let's check. Number 1. If the statement includes there as a dummy subject, the subject of the question tag is also there. Number 2. You can try a car and the question tag is can't you. Number 3. The statement includes the word nothing, so the question tag must be has it. Number 4. The statement in number 4 is an imperative. The question tag for an imperative is will, would, could, or won't you. Number 5. The question tag for let's is shall we. Number 6. Here the question tag is for the second clause of the statement, which is these are your papers. So we write aren't they. Number 7. The subject somebody is replaced by they in a question tag. Number 8. The statement has the negative word no, so we use the positive tag has she. You have just completed some exercises related to question tags. Now we move to the second grammar point of Unit 9, which is conditional sentences, type 0. Conditional sentences type 0 are used to talk about a specific fact or something that is always or generally true. They often express habitual or automatic results. If can often be replaced by when. We have the form as follows. In if clause, we use present tenses, and in the main clause or the result clause, we use the present simple. For example, if when you hit ice, it melts. If unemployment is rising, people tend to stay in their current jobs. Here, if can be replaced by when. In the conditional sentences type 0, there can be an imperative structure in the result clause, thus the infinitive with no subject. An imperative is when we tell people what to do. Look at the form as follows. If clause, present tenses, main clause or result clause, imperative form. For example, if someone falls, please ask them to leave their message, name and number. Or the second example, if you change your mind, give me a ring. What I have just talked is about the conditional sentences type 0. Now, can you tell me what is the difference between the conditional sentence type 0 and type 1? Here, I'll show you some important points about the conditional sentences type 1. Conditional sentences type 1 describe future events that will happen or are likely to happen. It is a real possibility in the speaker's mind, not imaginary. We have the following examples. If we walk slowly, we'll be late. In the conditional clause, it is possible to use other present tenses, not just the present simple. For example, if you are arriving, I'll come with you. If you're arriving, this is the present continuous tense. If I've seen this film before, I'll let you know. If I've seen the film before, this is the present perfect tense. Is everything clear for you? Now let's practice. Task 6. Match the if clauses with the result clauses. Look through the if clauses and the result clauses in tasks. We can notice that all of them are two clauses of the conditional sentences type 0. To build a meaningful and complete sentence, you should pay attention to the meaning of the whole sentence. Now, pause the video for 5 minutes and do tasks. Have you got the answer? Let's check. 1. F 2. A 3. D 4. G 5. C 6. H 7. B and the last one, E. Get on correct, everyone? Move on to task 7. Task 7. Combine the sentences or rewrite them to make conditional sentences. Decide whether to use type 1 or type 0. For example, you get to the airport early. Wait for me in the lounge. If you get to the airport early, wait for me in the lounge. Type 0. In this task, what you should do is identify which type of the conditional sentence should be used in the statement. If the statement talks about a specific fact or something that is always or generally true, we use the conditional sentence type 0. If the statement describes future events that will happen or are likely to happen, or talks about a real possibility in the speaker's mind, not imaginary, we use the conditional sentence type 1. Now, pause the video for 5 minutes and do task 7. Ready, everyone? Here are the answers. 1. We use the conditional sentence type 0. The correct answer is: if you travel on a budget flight, you have to pay for your drink and food. 2. The statement talks about a specific fact, so we use the conditional sentence type 0 and write the sentence as follows. If the weather is fine, I walk to work instead of driving. 3. A future event which is likely to happen is mentioned in this statement, so we use the conditional sentence type 1 to combine the sentences in question number 3. The answer is: if people start using more solar energy, there will be less pollution. 4. The statement talks about a specific fact, so the conditional sentence type 0 must be used here. We have the complete sentence as follows. If they have no homework, they usually play soccer. 5. We also use the conditional sentence type 0. If you travel by train, it takes 5 hours to get to Nha Trang. 6. The last sentence. The statement describes an event that will happen in the future, so the complete sentence in number 6 is written by using the conditional sentence type 1. The correct answer is: if the government reduces or manages to reduce the use of fossil fuels, our city will become a more livable place. Today, you did a very great job. By doing the exercises, I hope you can understand what we have learned about question tasks and the conditional sentences better. Now, I have something for you to do at home. Homework. At home, you are required to complete 2 exercises as follows. Exercise 1. Complete the sentences with the correct question task. Exercise 2. Answer the questions using conditional sentences. After you finish, Please send your answers to your English teachers for feedback. This is the end of our lesson today. Goodbye and see you again.